Good evening and welcome to Mason Mondays. I am so ridiculously excited today because of a couple of things. If I can actually find why I'm excited. Huh. Here's why I'm excited. Tonight, I get to present to the world the shift concept. The shift concept. I'm not going to be before you long. This is just an introduction to what we have coming up beginning on Monday, May the 5th. Monday, May the 5th. We are going to adjust the time to 7 p.m. We're going to be on for 1 hour. The very first week, we are going to be on literally, we're going to go live every single night so that we can go ahead and explain and deduce what it is that we want to do. But we will be live the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th of May. And each one of those nights, we're going to deal with one portion of the shift. The graphic that you see up on the screen um, is where we're going. But before I do that, I would be remiss to basically tell you a couple of things. Number one, if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to this particular channel. Go ahead and like this video and share it with some men that you believe would be helped with this information. I know that they're going to be blessed because the one thing that men don't do well is we don't share our feelings and we don't provide ourselves with what we need. But we're going to change all of that. So, where did this come from and why are you doing it? Well, Mason, here's the reason why this is important. Number one, in order for us to get somewhere, we're going to have to shift. We're going to have to move ourselves into a space. Yes, you see me trying to play with this background. We're going to have to move ourselves into a space where we move from where we are to where we need to be, from where we are to where we need to be. Now, what that means is a couple of things. Number one, it means that we can no longer do the things that we once did. Because although those things were wonderful for that time, they no longer are wonderful now. Secondly, in order to become everything that God has for us, we are going to have to let go of some things that are counterproductive. They simply don't work. They don't work. And we may be the last people to admit, you know what? That's just not working for me. So now we're going to get to the point where we're just like, listen, I'm going to critically evaluate everything that's inside of me, and I'm going to determine what works, what doesn't work, what I want to keep, what I don't want to keep, and we're going to go from there. Third, in order for us to fulfill everything that God has for us, we are going to have to attain a clarity as to what that is. We are no longer in the seasons of ambiguity and and lack of understanding. We must be in a place where it makes sense to us. And lastly, I don't know about you, but I'm just tired of not knowing. I'm just tired of not knowing. I would like to be in a position of certainty. And the only way to do that is to shift from where I currently am. So, what is this shift concept? There are 5 letters. They're all so simple, and they're going to be so simple for you. First, we have to sit with ourselves and Jesus. I don't know many men who enjoy just being by themselves and just sitting where they have to be, contemplating on what works, what doesn't work, what I like, what I don't like. What is the Father saying to me? And am I listening? But the first thing that we have to do is sit down in his presence. And once we sit in his presence, then the Holy Spirit within us and the Father who guides us are able to share with us the plan that he's had for us all along. Secondly, we have to hear the Father's voice. Some of us have become so busy that the noise of the world is all we hear. We hear the noise of our families. We hear the noise of our jobs. We hear the noise of our friends. We hear the noise that's around us, but we don't hear the Father's voice. And it's that still small voice that we need to find again. Most of us, once upon a time, knew it exceptionally well, but now we need to find it anew. Sit down at the Master's feet, hear the Father's voice as he speaks to you. The third step is one of the most important, and that is to invest in your purpose. Now, many men have already said, I don't know what my purpose is. That's what steps 1 and 2 are for, so that you can figure out what is it that you're going to do? What is it that brings you joy? At the end of this broadcast, there's a very small reel that will help you determine what is your sweet spot, that place where you are going to love doing what God put in your heart to do. The Japanese call it ikigai. We just call it purpose. And all your gifts and all your talents and all your education all come down to fulfilling your purpose. And once you know what your purpose is, investing in your purpose is nothing, because that is what God put you on this planet to do. The fourth step is one of the hardest, because this is one of the detriments, the thing that holds you back from your purpose. And that is that you have to forgive offense, all offenses. We hold on to and become bitter because somebody did us wrong, because something didn't go the way we wanted it to, because this person doesn't like me and they talked about me, because this person has been scandalizing my name, because this person acts like they're better than I am. Forgive offenses. Now, there's a whole nother course called 70 times 7 that deals with forgiveness. And perhaps a little bit down the road, we're going to get to 70 times 7. One of my favorite courses to teach. But in this shift, I just need you to be mindful to forgive offenses. And as we go throughout the weeks, we're going to teach you how to do that. But that's going to be our Thursday bread, is to break ways to forgive offenses. And lastly, the kryptonite for most supermen is taking accountability, raising your hand and saying, I did it. I'm guilty. I'm the person who did this. I'm responsible for this. Good, bad, ugly. Doesn't matter. If you're the one who did it, take responsibility for your actions. Take responsibility for what you did to make this a reality, or to make it not a reality, or to make sure that you sabotaged it, or to make sure that it was a blessing to people. Take accountability. When you put these 5 elements together, what you have is a shift from where you are to where you're going to be. Does it take work? Absolutely. Is it something that you need to do? Absolutely. What you're going to find out is this is one of the most important things that you possibly could do. And I believe with everything that's within me, if you follow the steps of making this shift, it's going to be everything that you need to do. So, how can I get involved? Well, there are a couple of things you can do. Number one, if you want to join the shift, all you have to do is go to purposerefinedbyfire.com. It will set you up for signing up. And I need you to share that as well with the folks in your circle. Share that. Make sure that they understand that it's so simple to get it done. There is a journal that's available, and this is going to be part of what we do. And I want you to get that journal because it allows you to begin to write what's going on with you as you shift, as you go throughout these things. It will begin to give you prompts, excuse me, so that you can sit with yourself in Jesus, so that you can hear the Father's voice, so that you can invest in your purpose, so that you can forgive offenses, so that you can take accountability. This journal will allow you to do that. We're also going to be rolling out some accountability cards to people who decide that they want them in their arsenal. These cards are just pure fire because they have a morning and an evening prompt so that you can begin your day with a thought, so that you can meditate on the Lord and end your day with a thought. If you do nothing else but just sit in silence, which we're asking you to do, this will give you something to think about and to think on. These devotionals are invaluable. They come prepackaged in a wonderful box set. And again, they will be available if that is something that will assist you. Of course, there's a cost, small cost. What we want you to do is to begin to strategically move. Anybody who understands a manual transmission understands you can't shift if you don't understand what the clutch is for. And you can't shift if you don't understand what the gear ratios are. And you can't shift if you don't understand when it's time to shift. We're going to teach you all of these things from S through the T. We're going to go through each and every one, and we're going to make this so relevant to your position and your situation so that you're going to just absolutely love doing this. More than anything else, and this is the part that I love, this is the part that I want to do, because I'm not asking you to do anything that I'm not willing to do. As we go through this, we are going to become stronger together. We're going to become stronger together. So, the last thing that I need to share with you is a simple perspective and a simple thought. If all the men in your life who you care about, who you love, who you want to be better, to do better, took the time to say, listen, I'm not 100% satisfied with who I am right now. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend some time working on me. And in that time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, I need some leeway so that I can spend some very quality time journaling, thinking, speaking. At the end of that time, I want to talk to you because you're important to my circle. You're important to my life. And when we talk, what I want to know is, has this process made a difference? That's what I want you to do. That's the shift, y'all. That's the shift. Ladies, if you're watching, what you can do, share this with your husbands, your boyfriends, your dad, your brother, your uncle. Share this with them. If you believe that they are not where God wants them to be, this is something for them. This is something for them. My last saying is simple. When you put your purpose in the fire of God, it will be refined for the master's use. Join me next week as Pastor G. Eugene Smith of the City of Life Ministries, Augusta, is going to be my special guest, and we're going to have an amazing time. Please note that the new time is 9 p.m. for Mason Mondays, and I believe we're going to do 7 p.m. for the shift coming in May. 9 p.m. Mason Mondays, 7 p.m. for the shift. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. And we'll see you the next time through.
We all want to be happy, but the majority of us have no idea what to do. See, the Japanese have a concept called ikigai, which roughly translates into a reason for being. You need to have a purpose for being here. But this is easier said than done because there are 4 components that you need to check off in order to achieve ikigai. Now, the interesting thing about this Japanese formula is that you can tell where you are in life and what you need to work on by looking at the components you have so far. If all you have is something that you love and are good at, then you have what's called a passion. On the other hand, if you have something that you love and you can see how the world needs it, then you have what's called a mission. Now, if you're someone who has something you get paid well for and are good at, then you have what most people in the world have, which is a profession. And finally, if you get paid well and it's something that you know can help the world, then you have what's called a vocation. You need to be spending your time doing something that you love, that you can get better at, that pays well, and that the world needs. Without all 4, you will always feel like you're missing something inside of you.
Follow us for more helpful tips.